I'm Dominick Davis.
And I'm Stephen White.
How's everyone doing this morning? Great. Cool, fantastic. Thank
Great.
you.
It was a great turnout.
Yeah, I see it, I like it.
Oh, this for us? Okay, I'm Stephen White. Once again, I'm creative and marketing director for Different Regard. My primary role at Different Regard is to design and create for your personal, professional, and social lifestyle. Outside of that, another one of my roles is to also promote the brand and to bring more brand awareness to the community. I'm a father, a friend, and also a family member to many. However, Different Regard has taken so much of my time, so I just would like for you all to know that this came with a lot of work and dedication and commitment to even still sustain since 2011.
Yep. So, like I said, I'm Dominick, and I am the founder and art director of Different Regard. But typically, before I give like these speeches, I like to imagine everyone in their undergarments. But I think that I can just appreciate, just to help ease the story, I can just appreciate everybody just the way they are today. You know. So.
We appreciate you.
Thank you. So, just a little bit about myself. I knew what I was going to do this since the age of 7. What's taking place now at Different Regard, you know. It's been a process that I've grown to love it, you know, just with the team that we created, you know, and at Different Regard, it's just been an exceptional experience.
The life of DR brings excitement, diversity, creativity, employees, pleasure, and pain. We were two young Baltimoreans who had a dream that turned into an idea that became our reality. We knew fashion, we loved fashion, and we both were creative, so we decided to bring fashion to Baltimore. Baltimore at that time, in 2011, just felt right for us to start to get our feet wet and to create an empire, which we have at Different Regard.
Consistency is the enemy of enterprise.
Just as symmetry is the enemy of art.
Yes, at Different Regard, we have to be consistent in our personal life and even our professional life, and it helps us to stay focused with Different Regard's core values and our daily operations.
But in a fashion enterprise, you have to change in order to grow. If you're too consistent, you won't grow. Symmetry is the enemy of art. At Different Regard, everyone on our team is creative in their own way, but everyone is definitely talented local artists who helps us balance the Different Regard brand. Balance is not symmetry. Nothing is perfect or symmetrical in fashion. So when we were asked to do this with Kira and Mario, the first thing that came to my mind was, I love fashion, not symmetry. But I decided to take on this project because we don't speak enough about Different Regard. We don't talk about what we do and how we even got here. So today we decided to intertwine symmetry with Different Regard. Dominick, when I first told you about, you know, Kira and Mario presenting us with this idea to do the symmetry speak, how did you feel about that?
I felt that it was going to be a little bit of homework, you know, at first. You know, I was like, okay, they want us to talk about symmetry, so let me think, you know. But then I thought, you know what, I'm up for the challenge, so let's go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So just to tell you a quick story, the other day I was in my showroom on Charles Street, and one of our favorite clients, Mr. Dabney. Mr. Dabney comes in, and he's like one of those clients who has their own. Okay, break the ice. Okay. So, it's always one, you know. So, Mr. Dabney is one of our clients. He is a designer at heart. But when he comes in, he always gives us these challenging design obstacles. But he doesn't design, and he doesn't make anything. But this particular day, Mr. Dabney comes in, and he see a laced dress that he just loved. And he said, Steven, I gotta have it. I said, oh, really? He said, yeah. I said, the dress? He said, no. I want to change it to a design. I want to change the design and make a tunic out of it. I said, okay, Mr. Dabney, we can do that for you. Not noticing how much detail this man wanted. The only thing I was thinking was he wanted a tunic, slit the V, call it a day. Mr. Dabney wanted symmetrical lines on his sleeves, on his cuff, around his collar. He even wanted the tunic to be symmetrical with a 3-inch opening at the top and a 1-inch opening at the bottom. So this guy was like completely detailed about the symmetry that goes along with his garment. So I said, oh my gosh, I done told this guy I could do it. How I'm going to get it done? How I'm going to get it done? And Mr. Dabney is a huge supporter of it, so I didn't want to tell him no. So what I did was I went to Howard Street to our production facility, and I met with my team.
Yes, and then we started talking about how, so we first had to look at what was the project, you know, so we took a look at it, and we realized, okay, we're designers by nature, so we use fabric as our building materials. So we said, okay, well, this is our objective. Then we looked at the continuity, because we've already made this gentleman this particular garment in the past. Well, it was a different fabric, so we had to first do, fabric check, look at the continuity, because he didn't want to change the pattern. He wanted to keep everything the same, and it just doesn't work that way. Lots of times, we joke about this, but the maths is right with our pattern maker. We're like, well, it adds all up on paper. We're like, but not all the time does it translate, on fabric, because every fabric has its own set of rules, And once we identified what infrastructure we were going to use for the garment, we were able to say, we can, complete this mission, giving him the symmetry that he needs, because certain fabric had to be cut, against the grain, still using certain infrastructures to build the garment and, to achieve his objective, I think so. But it worked out. Mm-hmm. But also, just so you guys know, Dabney, he's been one of our clients that won Client of the Year two times in a row.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so.
Yes. And I'm sure he'll be in. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to make it today because his shirt isn't ready yet. So he declined to come. But anyway, overall, Different Regard is collectively a creative space with creative people on our team. Symmetry may not appear in our day-to-day operation, but symmetry is all around us throughout our day. In order for us to thrive within our company, we have to have balance, not symmetry. Symmetry is a huge misconception of what we do and a distraction.
Absolutely.
What we live for is art, not symmetry. And that concludes our topic.
Yes.
Yeah.